Y'all, I am shook up on these booty results, on these butthole farting results. We need to talk about this. I'm gonna do a PSA on your butthole today. So welcome. Welcome. 36%. I don't fart around people. 30% takes, I think it was 30% months. Really small percentage of people wait weeks. And I think it was like 19 to 29% of you said that you just let it rip. Meaning you just let that air escape from your booty. So those of you that don't fart around other people, what is going on there? Is this like a general rule that you've made for yourself? Because we got to talk about this. My hope is that every single person, every person who, like single as in, every single person, every person who's dating, every person who, because if you're already married, although I will say I have been surprised. I have heard all kinds of stories about people that have been married for 5 years, 10 years, and one of the people in the relationship is not okay with the other person farting around them. And even there being like intimate consequences for that. I've heard more than one story about that. So, no matter who you are, if you're somebody out there who has been holding your toots in, we need to talk about this. And we need to make this a public issue. Because I personally am so sick of my own bullshit. I have held in so much of my own farts throughout my lifetime. So uncomfortable. So for the longest time, and literally still in my life, I never understood how people would be like, I just met you, let's stay the night together. Because the only thing that I was thinking about that whole time is great. So I am going to be constricting my bungarooski for the next 12 hours. I'm literally not going to be able to shit probably for 2 days after this because I wasn't having these conversations with people. And it's hard to have these conversations with people, and it's weird to have these conversations with people. It's very interesting, I think, how many of our bodies will hold our own bodily functions in when we're around other people. And this has a lot to do with how safe and comfortable we feel around other people. So for me, like personality wise, I'm pretty authentic. I'm pretty authentic about like my needs, my thoughts in a way that I've never been able to do in my life. But this, we still working on this, okay? We still working on the booty situation. I'm gonna tell you something. I know, okay, y'all have spooned out there. You've been the baby spoon, you've been the big spoon. And you ain't gonna tell me that you have not been able to feel when somebody else is holding a fart in, which makes it even worse because you're like, oh, well, I can tell you're constricting their butthole. And then it's just like this, like you hear this, like all the air just like being sucked back into their gut. That is not okay, guys. Now, obviously, for me personally, at least, when I've gotten into a relationship with someone and it's comfortable, like then I don't give a fuck. But that for me, I guess if I were to have to answer my own poll, I would say probably takes me months, weeks. At least now in my life, I can actually wake up in the morning and shit if I stay the night at someone's house. Like that can actually happen. It used to be so bad that I could not even. And forget about it if it's like a new person. Because I've been in situations where I've like traveled across the country to like meet somebody for the first time, and then you stay together for like 3-4 days. Fuck the bathroom being like right next to the bedroom. Fuck that, dude. Can we just put the bathroom like outside or somewhere else in the fucking house? Why? We're not doing that. Oh my God. Someone said that their partner will get up and go in the other room. That is just, I don't know. I just don't feel okay with that. That's just me. One of my first ever boyfriends that I dated when I was like 16, he was quite a bit older than me, but he would be like that. He was like, oh, like, don't, like, that's disgusting. Like, go in the other room. I'm like, if this is even remotely going to be a long-term situation, like, do you really expect the other person to get up and go in the other room and fart every single time? Like, I will fart on you. I will literally fart on you. Get out of here with that. I actually appreciate it. So I've been around, let's say, you know, like in the dating scene, because I don't know, for friendships, for me, I don't have as big of an issue with it. It just doesn't, it's like the intimacy, like that, you know what I mean? And that says a lot about about pretense and about, again, inauthenticity. Oh yeah, I don't think I ever finished my other thought. So that I feel like I'm very authentic as far as like my personality and stuff goes, but my physiology, my body still constricts when I'm around new people that I'm not comfortable with. It's like, I will notice like I'm not maybe following my bodily impulses the way that I normally would, or not stretching or moving the way that I want to. And also, yeah, like literally just my bowels holding themselves. But this is why I have these kind of conversations with people. What I was going to say is like, I really appreciate it when a guy just like rips ass when you are like together, and you like, it's like, you be the one to break the ice, because if you're doing it, then it's like, good, we're good. Otherwise, I gotta be the one to have the fucking conversation, because I don't know where you're at with all this. And I even developed a strategy to go back to the spooning, where it's like, because sometimes you can like do like a subtle, like subtly you can just pinch it off. But sometimes you can't. And so it's like, oh God, like, oh God, we've been holding it in for the last hour. This one's really, my butthole is getting mad at this point. It's like, fuck bitch, let me out. And so you're just like, I'm just gonna move. Oh, I'm just moving. I'm uncomfortable. It's the baby spoon. I'm just gonna. But because I know that fucking trick, then I know when other people are doing that shit too. And it's just not worth it, guys. It's just not worth it. A bellyache is not worth it. So what I think is that we need to form, this is the beginning of the Butthole Council. We need to counsel each other through these moments. We need to make this an open conversation. And especially as I talk more about relationships and authenticity and attachment styles and how do we compatibility versus compromise, and what those things mean, and what love means, and what it means to get our needs met, what it means to have safe relationships. This is a part of that conversation, but this is really my focus right now, because I feel like for the first time in my life, I actually know how to have a safe relationship. Like, I actually think I'm starting to know to really and feel what it's like to be someone who's safe to be in relationship with other people. Like, I'm actually becoming a safe person. And I'm learning what all this means. And I'm also learning how sometimes dramatically different people's ideas of these words are. And also some of these things people just maybe haven't thought about as much in depth, especially things like compatibility and compromise. And it's important to me that we kind of define the things that we're talking about, which is why I'm like giving these really clear definitions. And I appreciate the teachers who have helped me to define this stuff, because otherwise you kind of go out there and you ask like, well, what's love? Or what do you think sacrifice means? Or what do you think compromise means? And it's just, we are not really, a lot of people are not clear on how we're even defining these words. So I think that contributes to a lot of our miscommunication, but it's a totally different tangent. Okay, so it says 3 years with a partner and have yet to fart in front of him. We joke about it and I hope to get to that point where I'm okay with it. I'll get there. Oh my gosh, 3 years. That's a long time. Wow. Okay. There's only one way to do it. You just got to do it. Does he fart in front of you? You just got to do it. Once you break the ice, once you break the seal, you can't go back. And then you'll realize that you're not going to die. Like, you're going to do it, and then it's like, oh my God, it's not social suicide. Oh my God, this person isn't going to reject me. Oh my God, I'm not disgusting. Like, think about how crazy that is. This is really, like, think about babies when they're walking around with their bellies out and they're like, you know, there's so much pretense in our physical body, especially I feel like women, I would say women more than men, you know, to like kind of like suck your stomach in and like, you know, stick your ass out and like make sure that your posture's good. And I don't know why I sound like a surfer boy when I'm saying it like that. But it's like, okay, yes, it's great to have good posture in our life, but what are we holding ourselves up for? The mask, because nobody feels safe in relationships, but they're trying to learn how. She says, so the person who said that she's been with this person for 3 years and hasn't farted in front of him, that he farts in front of her all the time. Okay, well, girl, you just gotta fucking join the party. And Jamie Dahlia says, we rip it in front of each other all day long. Look at you guys. Freedom callers. Super thankful for my current dating situation. He's like, I keep farting so much in front of you to liberate you. I know he's a good one. Just gotta get there. Oh my God. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, right? It's like the buttholes that are liberated out there are trying to show the way. They're leading the way. They're opening up a pathway and a passage for the rest of the buttholes to follow and to say, it's okay, my friend, you too can open up. It's very metaphorical. I've had that at festivals with porta potties. I have this thing, I'll get under the covers and spread my cheeks. Oh, you know what that makes me think of? Okay, there's one other thing I want to say before I get up here. What I've done also in situations is like, you know, you'll have the covers up and it's like, all right, if you can hear them snoring, which by the way, I can't stand. It's like being next to somebody who snores. But I'm like, okay, they're sleeping. So then you can like, but the worst thing is when immediately after that, and you know it's not gonna be one where you want to rustle the covers around a lot. They're like, and like you're just like, oh fuck. So you don't wait too long into the snore because like, see, this is fucking psychotic, you guys. This is psychotic. That's like hypervigilance. It's like, I mean, I've talked to people. I have another friend who's like, I literally cannot sleep next to someone in bed. Like, he's like, I will just be so fucking hyper aware of the fact that you're there and breathing and I will not be able to relax. It's like, okay, that is like, I get it, but also this is part of why people feel so drained around other people. It's not because they're just like a hermit and that's really what they need necessarily. It's that it's all this fucking pretense that causes all these constriction patterns. And then you're like, you like get in your car and you're just like, like, okay, then you're not going to want to be around people. That's not going to be sustainable. And that's really where we're headed. That's what I want, community. And we can have it. We get to have it. We can have it. We get to have it. There is like no other option. It's happening. It is here. It's created. It's already been done. But that means that we're going to have to learn how to be authentic in relationships because otherwise we're going to be drained all the time. And then at war with ourselves because we're so desperate for connection at the same time. Because it's never real connection when we have a mask. And that part of us will always feel like we're not really loved for who we are because we're not even showing them who we really are. All right. So good. So good. Be well, all of you. And I will be sharing on probably compatibility and compromise next. So there's lots of videos out there already on this, but I want to give my little 411 or whatever. All right. Bye, guys.